Everybody likes a story. There was once a great Rav. He was the precocious Rav of Gomel, and he was in his mid-20s when he was made the chief rabbi of an area of about 30,000 Jews. That's a pretty good sized kehillah, 30,000 Jews. In those days it was huge. This Rav of Gomel was known as Reb Isaac Halevi Horowitz, known as Reb Isaac Humler, Isaac Gomler. And this Reb Isaac was a super genius. He knew the entire Talmud by heart, all the books of the Rambam, Maimonides, the Kabbalah he knew. He was so great a chassid that the Rebbe himself considered him one of the elite, one of the 4 or 5 of his, out of the tens of thousands of people that the Rebbe, that the Alter Rebbe had connection with. He was one of the 4 or 5 greatest in that whole generation, Rabbi Isaac Humler. And Rabbi Isaac Humler's feats of concentration were legend. He could pray for 8 hours, 9 hours at a time without any awareness of what's going on in his life. They could literally pick him up from one corner of the synagogue and put him in the other corner in the middle of his prayers. That's how deep and concentrated his prayers were. And he was pious. Wasn't anybody we could compare to his piety. And learned and kind. Well, came to visit the Alter Rebbe, the Baal Tanya, and when he's leaving, the Baal Tanya escorted the new Rav of Homel, this rabbi of this large Jewish community in Belarus. He escorted him to the wagon station. The person driving the wagon was what is called a shmeiser, a wagon driver, a balagole. Balagolas were not very learned, very simple people, and being around horses, they smelled like horses. And so he went, and the balagola greeted the rabbi, Rabbi Isaac, and he said what he said. And Rabbi Isaac made a disparaging remark about the balagola, about the wagon driver. The Alter Rebbe grew very serious and said, listen, Isaac, when it comes to the order of souls, the Hishtalshlus HaNeshomis, from the higher worlds, you're an Amoritz Gomer, you're a total ignoramus. Not only is this wagon driver greater than you potentially, but his actual spiritual powers are greater than yours. This is what the Rebbe is saying. When we're talking about assessment between, that's the first level in this process, which we call spatial. Go around, deal with, but it's spatial. Deal with the things, evaluate, assess, see how they fit in with each other. Evaluate whether you're any better than the other person. If Rabbi Isaac Humler is less of a soul than the wagon driver, imagine what we can be like compared to our friend standing next to us. We just can't fathom the depths of that person's soul. No matter how pious we may think, we're not as pious as, or as learned as Rabbi Isaac Humler. And if a wagon driver is greater than him, then imagine how many people are greater than us. So first thing is assess, evaluate. Go around, but evaluate, assess. Are you better than the other person? Most of the time the answer is no. So when it comes to the soul, who knows who's got a bigger soul? So if that's important to you, first of all, if you're not worshiping the soul, honoring the soul, and this person has a greater neshama than yours, you should give this person greater honor and greater deference than to yourself. The next thing is, all the souls of Israel are all one structure. They fit in with each other. They work together for a common goal because we're like one big body. And some of us, our feet, like myself, I'm a foot, and some of you, like you out there, your eyes and ears, your heads, your head and shoulders of people, you think for people. We are all one structure. We all fit together, and we all need each other. there are things that you're better than I, and some things that I'm better than you. And since we all are part of one structure, it's you just like you love yourself. You like your hand, you like your foot, you like your nose. You don't like them any better. They're you. So too, loving your fellow like yourself is loving yourself, because they're really you. They're really part of you. And then there's a third level. That's going in a higher level. That's called inspiration. Looking at it from a higher vantage point. So we are all united in one. But looking at it at the ultimate purpose of the soul, from the soul's point of view, this transformation point of view. Assess, go above, and see it from its higher vantage point, and then transform. What's the transformation here? The transformation here is seeing the thing from the point of view of God. How does God look at this? Let's take a father. Father looks at a family. He's got 10, 20. In the case of Solomon, he might have had over 1,000 kids. 1,000 kids. Which of his kids are expendable? Which of his kids would he send to the gas chambers? Is there any kid who would get hurt that he wouldn't cry for? We've got 1,000 kids. 1,000 kids, but it's a kid. That's a part of you. Why would he be crying for the 1,000th kid? The kid's no good. The kid gets in trouble, may do a little bit of drugs, may have maybe a little bit of a juvenile delinquent. Why? Why is the father so upset? The answer is, as far as the father is concerned, it's him. From the point of view of the father, the child is you. The child is not just a part of you. It's one with you. As far as God is concerned, all of the children of Israel are one soul, one and the same soul. So, if I'm to look at another person of Israel, and I see it from the point of view of God, there is no difference between one and the other. I can't even say hand or foot, because as far as God is concerned, remember, before you became a human being, you were one point, a seminal point. From God's point of view, we're all on that same level. The only reason why some of us have to do this, we're hands, we become the givers, the doers, the shakers of society. Some people are the ones who think for people, some people are the ones who write for people, some people are the ones who organize for people. They're different people in a society. That's because there's got to be somebody doing that. So those who are better and adept, those are the ones that God chooses to do that. But from God's point of view, from the Father's point of view, is there really a difference between children? As far as the Father is concerned, the answer is no. Because all the children are one and the same with his essence. And that's why you should love your fellow like yourself. Because he and you are really the same.